This is it. This is it. Hello, beautiful souls. This is your last warning. We are here living in the 5D new earth, living in this higher consciousness, living in this beautiful abundance. And yet, the matrix is growing, and this is the final straw right here. This is it. You know what's going down. You know where I stand on these mandates, on this control, on all the things that the matrix are playing out, okay? And you have to understand that this is the last straw right now. This is your last warning. This is where we have to hold strong more than ever, because once this rolls out, okay, very soon, we're talking about November 4th, all right, next month, they're rolling this out. And you know it's only a matter of time, all right? We're going to see this in states like California, New York, other states, Florida, Texas. It's only a matter of time, okay? Now, this has nothing to do with political. This has nothing to do with anything as far as an agenda. What this has to do with is the matrix and this machine, all right, that is growing at an uncontrollable rate. Now, think about just a few years ago, not that long ago, we had the innocence of technology, right? And things like the self-checkout, right? It's like, oh, a little bit of convenience, a little bit of this goes a long way. Maybe it'll be easier. Maybe we'll have more job security, better jobs for people that are in the right places. No, this is happening because of an unnecessary movement, okay, in order to restrict our consciousness. Now, when you open up this Kundalini, right, when the third eye opens, when this energy really starts flowing and you see beyond the veil of illusion, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's way more than just the GMO foods, all right? We're going way beyond the chemtrails, all right? This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not some new age, talk anymore. This is way beyond anything that is natural. Okay, there is no more new normal. That old sense of normal was not even normal. Okay, because they've been preparing us for this for a very long time. The automation through the self-checkout is just one example. Now, what's happening right now is the complete artificial intelligence and the complete digital age being ushered in right now. That's where we have to draw the line, right? Yes, technology is amazing. It can produce wonderful things and get us out of a lot of dependencies that we've been doing for even longer. However, right now, if we cross this line into this new territory with QR codes, mandates, right, showing proof of you know what, showing any sort of team that you're on, red or blue or white or pro this or pro that, anything, this is a complete restriction not only of our freedoms and our rights, but however is it the exact opposite, right? The exact opposite of what we are cultivating in 5D New Earth, the exact opposite of oneness. Okay, this is the duality. This is the division. I'm talking about the divide and conquer technique that's been playing over and over again. Now, I've traveled the world. I've seen this coming for a long time. All right, that's why I chose to live simply in the natural world, out here off-grid, in tune with Pachamama and these beautiful elements. If that resonates with you, just type it in real quick, right? I love nature. Just type that in for me. I love nature. All right? Shout out to everybody right now listening, watching live, right here with me. All right? You're experiencing this oneness. You're experiencing this energy right now. This is it. You're either on the natural team, right? On the natural way of life, living with nature's abundance, or you're in the artificial life and the 3D timeline and the matrix and their control. It's just that simple. Now here we are, right? This is not about separation. This is about providing options and being the bridge for people to cross over and exit the matrix and be completely free of those dependencies, because this is the final warning. This is it, everybody. You've been seeing me talk about off-grid living. You've been seeing me post content about why you should live off-grid, how you need to think about simple things like growing your own food, simple things like how to harvest your own water, filter your own water. Okay, I've been talking about all of this for a reason. Okay, my higher self has been guiding me Yes, my ego was not ready for this. My lower self was not ready or prepared in any way, shape, or form. That's why I'm here representing, because you have to go through that darkness. You have to go through all of that uncomfortableness. Okay, because this is the last straw. This is the final warning, okay, before this 3D matrix timeline grows so strong. Okay? Because what's happening is with this QR code, with this new mandates, with these new restrictions, with all of this that's coming, okay, you know where I stand on this. This is happening for a reason. It's never about what it is on the surface. It's never about what you see in the headlines of the fake news or the media or anything like this, right? It's never about that. It's all about the energy, right? Type that in if it resonates with you. It's all about the energy. This is it. This is the energy game. This is the harvest, right? You've seen it right now in your own lifetime, right? You've seen it recently more than ever, right? Family members, friends, celebrities you looked up to, people really choosing sides right now, right? That's the energy being harvested from them, going and being sucked into that 3D timeline, letting that grow and grow. Meanwhile, 5D New Earth needs to be built. I'm not going to stop. I'm sitting here covered in paint, exhausted. My joints are sore. Okay, I haven't slept, okay, because I'm doing this 24/7. That's because I'm all in for 5D, baby. I am all in. You know that. All right? Type that in if it resonates with you. Where's everybody else at? Are you all in? I need to know right now. Type it in. I'm all in for 5D. Now, this consciousness, this shift that has been happening, okay, it's shifting. It's not just one automatic shift. You see? When that light bulb inside your mind's eye grows and your light expands into the infinite cup and you become one with the consciousness on this planet, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's what is at stake. The consciousness. Its evolution of consciousness is growing and expanding, and that's why the matrix is creeping in. They are desperate right now, right? And this is it. This is the plan that they've been enacting for a very long time, distracting us, right? They own every bit of media, every bit of information that is flowing through our mind is filtered through these corporations. Now understand, with that level of power and that level of control, right, they've now claimed the narrative, and this narrative has gone to a completely digital age and a digital requirement to enter, right, any sort of restaurant, to enter any sort of, bar, salon, right, any sort of anything. Travel restrictions, right? The level of fear is intensifying. Okay, it's not going away. Now, I want all of you right now, all of you beautiful souls, all of you chosen ones, all my star seeds, all my fellow light workers out there, all right, we have to literally embody this light frequency, right? We have to radiate this love. We have to radiate this love and light energy right now more than ever, all right? No more waiting, right? Because, again, this is the final warning. This is it, right? Because as soon as people give into this, right, which has already happened, right, November 4th, it's just the beginning. Just a few more months after that, this is going to happen worldwide, where in just a few short years, we're going to look back and it's just going to be a complete indoctrination of our consciousness, right? Because, like I said, think about self-checkout. What a foreign thing it was just a few short years ago in my lifetime, right? Everybody has to buy groceries. Everybody has to go through the motions of life and the game and the 3D matrix. However, now it's being automated. Now it's being digitalized to the point where everything is traced, everything is traceable, everything is keeping you accountable, instead of the opposite. Getting into the oneness, getting into the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the communities, the gardens, the growing, and the increasing of our higher consciousness. All right, so know that this is it. This is the last warning. This is the final straw before all chaos, all change happens on our planet. This is where the resistance needs to happen. All right, type that in. I am the resistance. You see? You feel that? I am the resistance. You see, because that force, that matrix, whether you call it the evil cabal, right, the Rockefellers, right, whatever title, label, whatever energy you want to put onto this, that is growing. So what are we going to do about it? We have to become the resistance and resist that energy and do the opposite, which is, again, embodying that love frequency. What does that mean to you in your life? What are you doing in your life every single day to embody that love frequency and go deeper and deeper into that oneness and higher consciousness? You see, that's what we're here to do. That's what all of this is about. And this is the last warning right now. It was all fun and games before. It was all beautiful before. Self-checkout, using iPhones, Samsung, the internet, eBay, Craigslist, all of these wonderful things. However, we've taken a hard turn for the worst, right? And that's because there is no restrictions. Think about why this has happened. Think about the people like Mark Zuckerberg, right? Jeff Bezos in the world, right? These really rich, elite corporations and the power that they have now gained, right? It's because there is no restrictions on exactly what can happen through this capitalism, right? Through this consumer culture, through everything that's been happening. It's been preparing us and pushing us to that consumer age for a reason, right? They're not talking about growing your own food on Fox News, right? They're not talking about how to live off grid or how to truly be in nature and filter water or have access to what's in your community. No. All of that is not happening for a reason, right? It's not exciting. It's not pushing those fear buttons. It's not getting you riled up enough. Because when you're in that emotional part of your brain, when you're completely reactive in life, there is no logic. It's all gone. It's all lost. It's all reactivity, right? So that's why they're going to push the fear even more and restrict access, okay, to not only travel, but to everything that we love, everything that we got used to. And it's happening for a reason, and I'm not going to let this happen, right? Now, I know there is a lot of passion and a lot of angst as far as this resistance and this light tribe, right? This tribe that is growing. I am so happy to see this tribe growing and to see these light warriors take action, right? Now, it's not going to happen through their means in the 3D game. We have to take action in our own way, building communities, living self-sufficiently, right? Living in a way beyond the matrix, beyond their water. We don't need any of their games. We don't need any of their supplies. We don't need anything because we are one. We are whole now. So shout out to everybody right now doing just that, focusing on that solution, right? Getting out of the fear consciousness, getting away from these conspiracies, getting away from the blaming and the judging and focusing on the solution. You see, because this is inevitable, right? Change is inevitable. You can't do anything to stop this matrix machine, but practice oneness. Embody the light. Type that in for me. I am the light. That's all you have to do. When you're typing this in the comment section, when you're doing this, right, you're anchoring to that vibration. You're setting that intention. You're letting the Ascended Masters in. You're letting all the energy in. You're cultivating this right here with me in real time. In the infinite timeline, which is 5D consciousness, which is this metaverse being manifested right now through our experience right now on planet Earth. And they know all of it, right? That's why they're restricting access. That's why they're using the technology. That's why they've manipulated the food. That's why they've changed the course of actions all over again. You see, history is repeating itself in many shapes and forms. This is nothing new here. It's absolutely nothing new. Now, as this energy continues to morph, as this matrix and this plan to completely digitize and experience classifications, right? As we go even deeper down this division and down this road of control, right? More souls are going to break free. Right? And that's what we're experiencing right now, because as more control comes in, more people are going to start connecting the dots. More people are going to start going, you know what? I don't want this in my life. I don't want these chemicals in my food. I don't want these chemicals in my air. I'm going to go somewhere where the air is pure. Right? I'm going to go somewhere where there is no fluoride in my water. You see? I'm going to start growing my own food that doesn't have pesticides, where the soil isn't contaminated by factory farming. Right? That's the decisions that need to be made right now. Those are the choices that need to be played out right now. As you've seen, all people right now, they're jumping over to the light, right? Healthcare workers, right? Not wearing masks, going into their job, taking their stand, right? We've seen this play out. So believe in it right now. Everybody listening, watching, believe in the power of the light. Believe in the power of this love. Believe in the power of this higher consciousness, because nature has your back, right? This multiverse, the angels, your guides, the ascended masters, whatever label you want to put on that energy, whatever thing that is beyond the veil, beyond this material universe, that energy, that's on our side. We got this, all right? There is no fear moving forward. This is not about creating resistance and that tug and pull game. This is about going all in for 5D. That's it. It's just that simple. Type it in. You can't do it too much. I'm going all in for 5D. Right? That means you're stepping up to the oneness. You're stepping up your plate. You're no longer getting into the reactivity. You're no longer being into that mindset where you have to defend yourself, whether it's throwing out these recent mandates, whether it's choosing the location on where you want to live or quitting your job, right? No, you are supported. You are supported when you step into the light. All right, now all of these decisions that are being made right now, I just want to give an explicit shout out to everybody right now that is taking that plunge, taking that leap of faith. Because it's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy. And I want to remind all of you right now that it's just extremely difficult in the beginning, right? There's no way around this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you it's going to be easy and all you have to do is find some community and it's all butterflies and rainbows and kumbayas and everyone's holding hands and growing food. No, it's going to take effort. It's going to take a lot of change. It's going to take a lot of reprogramming, unschooling, changing the way we think, changing the way we build, changing the way we spend money, changing the way we act on a day-to-day basis. All right, so all of this is happening for a reason, and know that it needs to happen because we've been out of balance for a long time. That sense of normal that we had in the past was not normal. All right, all of this has been happening because we are claiming the old narrative. We are stepping into the oneness consciousness, which has to do with the 5D and this new timeline that is presented to us. So that's it. You want to hop on board, or do you want to stay behind and get dragged through the darkness with everything, right? That's going to roll out next. Now, everybody listening and watching, and know there is going to be constant fears coming up from the lower self, right? Because the lower self and your ego just wants to keep you in survival mode. That's it. So we have to go beyond surviving and step into thriving. Right? Are you ready for that? Are you truly ready to thrive? Type it in. I am ready to thrive. You see? That's where we're at now. That's the level of the game that needs to be played. No more surviving, no more waiting for the next order or command and following along to see what happens next. No, I am ready to thrive. That means you claim all your power, you step aside from whatever's happening in the Matrix and their agenda, and you create the life of your dreams in New Earth. Just you doing that, you become the bridge and the portal for other souls to step on as well. So that's the course of action. Yes, you're going to run into some roadblocks. You're going to run into difficulties and new experiences. However, you will overcome them. And when you do, that's when the expansion happens. That's when the upgrade happens. That's when you finally taste New Earth. So this is my invitation to all of you that have been waiting, you've been wanting this. You want an exit strategy. You want people that are already living in New Earth. This is what it's all about right here, baby. Welcome to the Inner Circle group. Welcome to the Infinite Cup. That's what we're creating. Higher consciousness. Communities are being built all around. All right. So join us. In the description of this video, you'll find a link, patreon.com/theinfinitecup. That's the best place. Or just go to theinfinitecup.com for more details. All of this is happening right now. All right. So know that there is people already doing this. People with the light and confidence that you need. So join us. We would love to have you. All right. And this is the best way, honestly, to get around the censorship that's happening. As you know, a lot of my videos are getting taken down. This video right here will probably get deleted. The algorithms are strong. I've already said too many keywords that it's going to be picked up on. So know that all of my content that is pre-recorded goes over to Patreon before it goes live on YouTube just for that reason. All right. So you get exclusive access to the uncensored content. You get to join us over on the Inner Circle. We also have an app on Signal, right? This is the Signal app similar to Telegram where we can communicate around the censorship, talk about everything, all right? It's a great place to be. We would love to have you, all right? So for those of you who've been thinking about it, all right, now's the time to join. And this is the final warning to everybody that's been on the fence, to everybody who's been contemplating what it's like to live 5D, everybody who's been contemplating the idea of, quitting their job or leaving the matrix or finally letting go of that food, maybe hopping over to the vegetarian or vegan team. We would love to have you over here, baby. I've been vegan almost 14 years now, right? No blood, no mucus, right? Program your cells to receive this higher consciousness. You see, you have to target all angles of life. They've been working at this for a very long time. That's why they worked it through slowly through the food systems, taking over the crops. There's a reason why Bill Gates owns almost most of the farmland. Look it up. All right? All of this has been happening for a reason. And again, this is not blaming and getting into conspiracy theories. This is all to entice you into claiming your power back, right? Because you know that power and that right to clean food has been stolen from you. Your access to clean air has been taken from you. They don't have the right to contaminate our food. They don't have the right to contaminate our water and the airways. In murdering indigenous cultures, changing the laws and practices of our people for thousands of years. This is nothing new. So shout out to everybody who suffered from this level of control. Shout out to everybody who is freeing themselves from this level of control and this matrix dependency. Shout out to everybody taking their power back. That's what New Earth is all about, right? Know that you have everything is in front of you and everything is possible when you step into that 5D consciousness and you step into the light. It's a beautiful rainy day here. The sun is peeking through the clouds. I'm listening to this beautiful rain coming down on the shack. I'm building this New Earth. I'm building this community. Shout out to everybody right now who is building New Earth. Right? Physically, non-physically, even if you're just preparing your mind for the idea of what that's like, right? Type it in. I am building New Earth. That's what I need right now. I need other people to go out wherever you are in the world, wherever you are. Right? And build New Earth. Build that utopia. Build that vision of what you think it looks like. You see, more people will come. Shout out to everybody doing their part right now. This does not have to be a physical place. You don't have to be the crazy guy like me out here in the middle of the jungle, the most isolated island in the world. In the wildest place, one of the wildest places I've ever been to. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be crazy like me. Trust me. I know I'm crazy. I know I'm radical, right? You don't have to do this. Trust me. All you have to do is work towards freeing yourself, right? Freeing your mind from the idea that you need some sort of job or you need some sort of quote unquote career. Freeing your body, right? And detoxing from all of that matrix food, all of that processed sugar and abundance of blood, mucus, and horrible things that come from the standard American diet and what's been plaguing our food system worldwide. Now, this is beyond America. This is happening in every country, right? Think about the water systems. Think about the beautiful potential that water has, and it's being stripped away from us. Now's your chance to reclaim it. Now is your chance to reclaim all of it. Step back into the abundance and the life that nature wants you to live. That's what this is all about. You see, all of this had to happen because checks and balances needed to play out. We've been living way out of balance. And that's an understatement, right? We've been living a life that is beyond consumerism. We consume and consume and consume until there's nothing left. That's why these recent events had to happen. I'm going to give you a very, very important download from my higher self recently. That's taken me about 3 days to truly integrate this download and truly integrate this experience, and I'm very excited to share this with you. What's been happening is a very necessary event that needs to happen, right? Because when everybody chooses the team to go on the red team or chooses the blue team, right, you're representing this team and you're showing the powers that be how their tactics work. You're giving them the analytics. You're giving them the data that they need in order to play out the next one, right? So that's what's been going on right now is everybody's been ushering in through the military, through the different states, through the different countries like Australia, right? Doing their different tactics in order to shape and create this NWO and this new world that has even a deeper level of profit margin and matrix agenda instead of something that is based out of nature and the natural world. It's just that simple. So moving forward, you have to really ask yourself, where are you going to spend your energy? What are you going to cultivate your time into? Are you going to spend more energy into that matrix world and give them your power, give them your energy, your money, your hard-earned time? That's all we have is our time right here, right? Are you going to give it to them? Or are you going to go into the natural world and give time for nature, time for silence, time to represent the higher consciousness, time to connect, time to ground your energy, time to unplug from the matrix, time to step in to the oneness? Are you truly ready? Type that in for me. I am ready to step into the oneness. I am ready to step into the oneness. What a beautiful mantra to open your consciousness, to prepare yourself for exactly what's going to play out, because this is inevitable, right? We know people have already making this decision. We know people are already going into this. In fact, they're excited about it, right? When the sheep get all riled up and they're making their movements in the cage, right? Things get exciting, and that entices more sheep to come in. Now you, the shepherd, you, the chosen one, you that's broken free of this cage and you understand what that cage looks like, you have to help other sheep. Not by telling them what to do, not by saying this is right and wrong or blaming or shoving. I'm talking about authenticity. I'm talking about stepping into that oneness by doing unconditional love. Because you have to love them whether they're sheep or they're the shepherd, whether they choose left or right or blue or red. None of it matters. That's unconditional love. That's real unconditional love. So this is it. This is the final warning. This is the last straw. As we go fully immersed into this digital age, as we finally enter the last step, all of us will get pushed in. It's inevitable because the isolation is inevitable, and that's exactly what they want. They are isolating, right? And creating that division on purpose. Make no mistake that this is happening just for health or nutrition or the well-being of humanity. No. This is way beyond anything that has to do with health or in the medical sector, right? This has to do with consciousness. This has to do with an energy harvest. This is, in my opinion, a spiritual war. So where are my light warriors at? Where are the light warriors at? Type that in for me, right? I am a light warrior. That's all you have to do. Type it in. If you truly resonate with that word. Do you feel like you are a light warrior? It's all good. I love you either way. Right? I am a light warrior. It's time to step up, light warriors. It's time to step up, starseeds. It's time to step up, empaths. Right? You've been feeling this sensitivity. You've been feeling this fear consciousness go around like a plague for far too long. It's time to step up, fam. I am stepping up my game. Type it in. I am stepping up my game, because that's what I'm doing. I'm literally building 24/7. I have paint in the dark crevices of my fingernails and on my feet, imprinted in my hair and beard. I'm covered, literally surrounded in a construction zone, building this new earth. All right, so shout out to everybody right now that is creating that solution and building new earth, building this 5D consciousness, stepping into the oneness, stepping into this higher consciousness and this higher frequency, because that's what's needed right now. All right, your love is needed now more than ever. Seriously, everybody, if you take away anything from this, all right, anything from any piece of content that I've ever put out there, know that it's all about the love. Right? Because when you start loving life, when you start bringing the energy to your heart and that ripples out to the other waves, then it all comes back in and it's being reciprocated. And now we have this momentum which manifests higher consciousness. Therefore, we are entering this dimensional upgrade, which we call 5D. And now, here we go. Let's do it. Let's go. Right now, everybody, let's go. 5D, New Earth is here. All right, so you're going to get triggered. Just because 5D exists doesn't mean that you don't have to play the 3D game and have to involve yourself with the Matrix. You see, that's the biggest misconception. That's the biggest thing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. This doesn't mean that you're isolated and there is no 3D. No, you are multidimensional, right? Energy is always movement. It's never constant or stagnant. Right? So as you are increasing and expanding into this infinite cup and growing, you notice that you see more souls stuck in that perception where you were in the past. So it's a natural tendency to want to help them. Now that your heart is open and now that your energy is expanded, it's a natural tendency to want to help them. However, you have to let them sleep. Right now, especially more than ever, as these decisions are being made and the karma has to play out. So continue to trust your higher self, trust the guides, trust the energy coming from the metaverse, beyond your mind, beyond the 3D, through your astral space in your meditation. When you activate the power of the Merkaba and this Kundalini energy and all of this starts coming through to you, it will make more and more sense. This is activating parts of you that have been dormant for far too long. Just as easy as the Matrix is playing out their game and creating all of these new laws and regulations, all we have to do is step our game up and increase the love and increase the light. More light tools, right? More time for self-love, self-care. Stepping away from the battlefield and the trap that the Matrix has laid out in front of us and step into your heart. That's the real solution here. That's what this has always been about. So as this narrative continues to grow, as this 3D timeline continues to expand, and this new digital interface and the QR codes and the mandates and the restrictions, as all of this continues, in fact, it's going to get worse. Everybody, this is not something that I can say with a light heart, because because I have a very heavy heart when I think about these souls that are trapped in the matrix and trapped in this fear consciousness right now, because I know how powerful it is when you truly believe that your life is being threatened, right? We've seen family members, friends, everybody listening to their narrative instead of stepping into the oneness and stepping into what nature has always wanted us to do, and it's right here. Right? There is no confusion when you live in the jungle out here. There is no separation consciousness or tugging or pulling or trying to convince you of anything out here. All you have to do is survive. All you have to do is live and play, just like Adam and Eve out here, naked, one. Being in tune with that energy, being in tune with that oneness, going even deeper into your karmic rituals, right? Burning those seeds of imperfection and going deeper and purifying our consciousness. That's what this is all about. You see, that spiritual work that you need to do can't be done if you're so busy worried about your freedoms or in such a fear consciousness. The only time you can do your work, the only time you can truly purify your consciousness is if you're proud to do it, if you're excited to do it, right? Therefore, you have to have the proper environment. And right now, things are going to get even more concentrated. Things are going to get even more difficult. So know that all of this has to happen, and it has to be played out that way. And the only solution is that love. So focus on the love. Focus on the light. Shout out to everybody here watching, listening. There is a huge uproar, right? There's a huge resistance happening, right? So although you've seen people being claimed by this narrative, although you've seen friends and people getting sucked into that 3D timeline and people going deeper and deeper into that rat race, know that there is another option. Know that there are more people choosing freedom. There are more people choosing a matrix-free life now more than ever. Quitting their jobs, quitting their responsibilities and dependencies from the matrix, and stepping into the oneness from nature. So wherever you're at, right? Shout out to those people right now making that leap of faith. This is what's needed right now, right? Because if we step into this game, if we step into this trap right here coming up, playing out through November and several months as other states adopt these new mandates, what's going to play out is we are going to succumb to that lower vibration. Can't you feel that? I'm talking about the collective conscious. I'm talking about the entire sentient being on this planet as a whole, as a one unit. When you step into that, you can feel the fear. And it's growing. Honestly, my third eye, I mean, this is coming to a rate where this division is happening in each and every one of us, right? Who are you going to be? Who are you going to decide to be? Are you going to cultivate more of this matrix and this identity and personality that you've been playing up? Or are you going to step into this 5D and really go for that soul, infinite self, which lives within the heart? It's not going to come at it from your mind. Your mind is going to create more survival mechanisms, more what-if scenarios over and over again, because that's what it does. It's here to keep you alive. So let's go beyond survival. We're way beyond just trying to be alive. We need to step into the higher consciousness that has to do with opening up the kundalini, opening up the Anya chakra and the third eye, unblocking all of the energy, reclaiming these mystic practices, reclaiming the energy that has to do with the mysticism of all cultures, right? All spiritual practices, all religions, all indigenous cultures, all of them, right? Because that's where the power was. That's where the true power will always be. You see, because these cultures, these indigenous practices and rituals, they knew how to manipulate energy. They knew how to create higher consciousness. They knew how to cast out a higher vibration. And then the cities were built. And Babylon and the forces and the darkness were created. So know that this has always been a battle of duality. It's always been a battle from 3D versus 5D. It's always been a war over consciousness. And now is your final warning. This is it. We cannot give in anymore. So this is for everybody right now that's been, thinking about living off grid, or trying to quit their job recently, or contemplating the idea of possibly moving out of state or moving out of the country, anything like this, right? This is your sign right now. This is your validation. This is it, to truly go for it, right? I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be some automatic thing and that's all you have to do and then you're good for the rest of your life. No, I'm just telling you based off my experience that this is the last and final warning before that 3D timeline grows so strong and that vortex is so powerful that you will not be away. You will not be capable of getting away from that level of control. You will not have access to food, water, clean shelter that is of your own choice. It will be their choice of what they want you to eat, what they want you to drink, what they want you to breathe. And that road is getting narrower and narrower. And you can see it, right? For those that are awakened, that the third eye is open, you can see it. I'm not talking about with your two physical eyes here. You can see right now with your mind's eye, with the third eye, exactly how this is playing out. You can see at the end of the road exactly what they want. And we cannot let it happen. Now over here, there's another option. Now it's not just this one and that one. There are infinite options. There are infinite timelines. There are infinite realities being played out simultaneously. I'm talking about the majority of souls that are stuck on that 3D timeline and being pushed to that particular option instead of choosing the latter. And the other option involves oneness, peace, empathy, compassion, stepping up your game when it comes to how can I love my fellow brother more? How can I love my fellow sister more? How can I help more? How can I truly share my gifts with this person instead of trying to make a buck from this person, right? This is the energy that is being coming through right now, through the kids and the younger generations, through anybody who's on a spiritual path, whatever it looks like. Because as we do this together, as we ascend together, we are creating heaven on earth right now. That's what 5D is. That's what New Earth is. Heaven on earth. Are you ready for that? Are you really ready for that? See, because I'm not sure if you're truly ready to let go, you see, of those things in your life that you grew up with and created attachments with. I'm not sure if you're ready to let go of those to step into heaven, to step into this utopia, this 5D New Earth, right? Are you truly ready? Type it in if you are. I am ready for heaven on earth. I am ready for heaven on earth. That's what this is, right? I'm not talking about in the biblical sense in some sinner way where you have to go somewhere outside of your body. No, I'm talking about right here, this physical place. You can experience that level of energy, right? You can experience that calibration of higher consciousness if you calibrate your energy to 5D. You see everything that we're doing, right? You have this meat suit, right? Which is just an antenna, by the way. If you don't know that, this meat suit, this complex meat suit here that we call a human body is an antenna. Just like a radio, right? We dial in the frequency to exactly the number that you want. Most souls right now, unfortunately, are tapping into a very low frequency. Most souls right now are very dependent on the energy coming from that frequency, and it is addictive and lustful and creating the same reality, the same expectation over and over again. The dopamine being triggered, right? Just like McDonald's, when you're going through that fast food line, you're not conscious, right? You're just going through because there's this thing inside you that's propelling you to go through it. When you finally wake up and you finally become conscious, you're like, wait, I want higher vibrational foods. I want plant-based foods. I want to eat more plants. I want to love life. I want to start cultivating higher consciousness through the ancient traditions of yoga. I want to learn Tai Chi. I want to start mastering the herbalism and mastering my own human body and these mechanisms of higher consciousness through all saints, all traditions, all leaders, all of this. Because everybody has something to show, right? We're all teachers. We're all students here. So this is your final warning. This is it. All right, this video is going to get taken down. If you want to jump onto Patreon to get the uncensored content, you must go there first, because a lot of these videos that I've been posting are being removed. The new algorithm is powerful. The new content guidelines are classifying me into the medical misinformation, and I am being tracked and traced like no other. So I just want to let all of you beautiful souls that have been here, all right, I want to let you know that I am not going to stop, all right? I will never stop putting out this content and emitting this 5D consciousness and promoting 5D New Earth, all right? That's what this is all about. That is my dharma. That is my exact purpose. That is what I am here to do. And I'm calling out you. Anybody out there that is a teacher, anybody out there that resonates with the word empath or psychic, right? Or musician or healer, whatever you are, whatever that gift is, it's time to bring it out right now. No more hesitating, right? You don't need to fall into their classification of a career and indoctrinate yourself through their college system. No. You need to open up your gifts. Activate this higher consciousness. Use these creative outlets like your painting, right? You're visionary, right? You're someone who creates with the power of your third eye, not your two physical eyes. So unlock that. Unlock that energy. Unlock that mysticism. Unlock that beauty that comes with the Kundalini and the activated Merkaba and the open chakras, right? This energy, right? All the yogis have talked about it for thousands of years. All the Eastern philosophies, teachers, saints, gurus, everybody has talked about this one principle, right? Energy. We've adopted it here in our Western practice as well and manipulated all of these ancient traditions and made them our own, right? Because it works. And here the Matrix came along and again did the same thing and pushed it towards their advantage, using their own energy harvesting techniques, using their own metaphysical techniques to harvest our energy through the media, through social media, through technology on our phones and these apps and all of this right now. So I want to let all of you know that this is happening for a reason. You've been guided to this message for a reason, right? The light warriors are here. Your tribe is here. We are growing. We are expanding. We are building new earth. The infinite consciousness is coming through. The infinite cup is right here. I want to take a moment with all of you and just put two hands on your heart with me. Right here, 1 and 2. One over the other. Right? This is the infinite cup. This is what's called the Atman. Right? It's the heart within the heart. This tiny little space. That's where the infinite cup resides. When you blast through that, it is an infinite space. All right? So hold on to this love. Hold on to this higher consciousness. And know that all of this is happening because it needs to happen. So anytime you feel that fear, anytime that the media is overwhelming your consciousness or your friend is trying to convince you that this should happen or shouldn't happen, or you should be on team blue or you shouldn't be on team red, or whatever the scenario is, just put your two hands right here above the heart and feel that oneness. Feel that 5D consciousness and take it with you everywhere you go. This is the solution. This will always be the solution. All right? Everybody that is watching right now, everybody that's listening, I want to give an explicit shout out to you. Everybody expanding their cup. Everybody on the Inner Circle group, all the Patreon members. I would not be here without you. Your support keeps this channel, keeps this podcast, keeps everything that I do alive, keeps everything afloat. So infinite love from the bottom of my heart. Seriously. I want to expand and reciprocate all of this love, all of this energy right back to you. All right? I know you feel it. I know this is something that you want to be a part of. So if you want to take your journey to the next level, please do not hesitate. I'm accepting new members over on Patreon, okay? This is the Signal app in my Inner Circle group. Again, it's just like Telegram, right? So if you want to get beyond the censorship, beyond YouTube, beyond social media, and get into a private, secret, encrypted app, this is called Signal. We communicate 24/7 with the other Inner Circle members. I host cleanses. We just finished a seasonal cleanse, detox, talking about how to increase consciousness, talking about the real reality beyond the matrix control, right? So if you want to take your journey to the next level, check it out. Again, patreon.com/theinfinitecup. The link is in the description of this video, or just go over to theinfinitecup.com, right? No, this video will probably get taken down. Thank you all for being here live with me. If you're rewatching right now and you made it and this got past the YouTube algorithm, awesome. I'm happy to be here with you. Happy to be alive, and know that there is more content, all right, that's probably already been removed from YouTube, already on Patreon. Okay, so until next time, guys, infinite love, infinite peace. I'm out.